Welcome to this episode of DRUID Talks featuring Raluca, VP of Sales at DRUID, the AI startup valued at $100 million. Renowned for its advancements in conversational and generative AI, DRUID is progressing and evolving the digital landscape with its presence in strategic integrations, including notable collaborations with OpenAI with the Microsoft Azure environment. Today, Raluca will discuss how these integrations are irreplaceable in shaping the future work, offering business tools and businesses robust AI-driven solutions that improve efficiency and engagement. Join us to explore how DRUID's innovative technologies are preparing enterprises for conversational dynamics of tomorrow. Dive into this insightful discussion to understand the transformative role of AI in today's digital age. Welcome, Raluca. How are you?
I'm very good, Kieran. Thank you very much for the invitation and all the intro.
I'm
I'm
delighted to get
actually
you here.
very curious to know about this druid that you're talking about.
Well, I think if anybody does, you will know. So, and that will help our audience to a huge degree. Raluca, for those in the audience who maybe don't know you, would you tell us a little bit more about you? And then also, because this is amazing technology and we're excited about it, could you also tell us, look, how easy is it for businesses to integrate conversational AI and generative AI into their operations and into their processes?
Yeah, sure. So, just a very short intro about me. I've been working in sales my whole professional life. So, I come from a technology company. I worked previously in Oracle. And while I was in Oracle, I found out about this amazing new startup. That I said, okay, this is what I want to do next. Just leave the comfortable life of corporate and dive headfirst into something that, looking back into the 5+ years since I've been here, it was the greatest decision I've ever taken. So I'm the first sales in DRUID, so I can say I saw it all. I saw everything. So when I joined, I'm employee number 9. This is also always a fun fact. And when I joined DRUID, we had just 2 customers. I signed the number 3. And it was really exciting. And it is very exciting to see DRUID go from 10 employees to almost 200 now, which is kind of crazy. Yes. And from 2 customers to 300. So it's been a journey. And I think the reason why DRUID actually caught the attention of businesses and customers was the fact that it is a technology so easy to understand the value of it, and the fact that we've made the technology so flexible that no matter what kind of use case you throw at us, no matter what kind of, let's say, integrations, no matter what kind of, I don't know, scenario that you throw at us, we know how to do it. And I think this is the reason why we've actually managed to grow with such incredible speed. So yes, I think it's a combination, a great combination between great technology and great people, because I think people don't necessarily talk as much about what's happening usually in the back of a business, because it's not only what you offer in terms of technology, but I think it's the people that do that technology that are really valuable. And I think, and Kieran, you have been knowing us for quite some time, and you've met some of the people here. They're sensational. And I think that's actually what makes the DRUID success as it is right now.
Oh, wow. No, that's a heck of a testament. And I know the company well, and I know what you're saying is absolutely true. And I'm a fan, Raluca, of great people and great technology together, creating great businesses. Now, we've made a lot of statements there around, the flexibility of the technology and how successful it is in the people. Can you share some success stories that DRUID AI have worked on? But a
Mhm.
little bit more detail as well, Raluca. What are those businesses' most common concerns, and how have you went about solving them? So
Great.
success stories,
Mhm.
concerns, and solving those solutions.
Good. So I think what the first thing that is very important to mention about the technology and what Druid is actually doing, I'm really hoping that the people that are watching this podcast already are like super proficient in what Druid is doing, that we're a conversational AI platform, and that we're actually enabling businesses to actually automate all the processes, whether we're talking about the internal stakeholder, which is the employee, so everything that is related to HR, sales, procurement, IT, you name it. So everything that is operational. But in the same time, also the relationship that the businesses are having with the final customer. Yeah, whether it's the final end customer of the business or distributors, vendors, their relationship with the outside world. Yeah, so we deal with everything. So from this perspective, this technology is a good fit no matter the industry. Yeah. So from this perspective, we've never looked at our customers. Okay, we're just targeting banking, or we're just targeting retail because these are the let's say easy picks or the most logical. We're actually, we have customers from almost all industries, but yes, we have some, let's say, sweet spots when it comes to industries. Yeah. First one is BFSI, so the financial institutions, the banking sector. One success stories that I really want to mention here, it's actually related to our first ever customer. So the first customer that Druid ever had was a bank, Transylvania Bank. This is the largest bank that we have here in Romania. And it was a project that we've actually did in collaboration with Microsoft and UiPath, which is a love story that I will be telling and sharing a bit more later on. But it was a very interesting project because banks until that point, so think about 2018 that we signed the Transylvania Bank. Banks were not very open about technology, about hybrid installations, interacting with, I don't know, a cloud solution. So it was something that was quite innovative, and Transylvania Bank was actually very innovative since that moment. And what was really interesting was that we actually started with an HR project. Yeah, so we said, okay, we'll test it with the employees, and this is something. This is, let's say, a journey that usually our customers are taking. They're taking it internally for employees to make their life easier, so that they're very, like, smiling and happy when they're interacting with the final customer. Yeah, so we've done this project with in HR. There are around 10,000 employees. The project was so good and the collaboration was so good that the bank actually decided to create their own internal Druid team. Yeah, so they actually hired people that trained into how to build Druid for the bank. So fast forward 5 years later, they have 8 virtual assistants live. They're the ones that are actually building these virtual assistants, because what is very important to mention is that the platform is so easy to use that the customers can actually be very let's say, independent when they're actually building solutions. But it's very interesting because what this digital team is actually doing is going into the business, finding out the needs, and actually using, with the help of Druid, they're creating solutions so that they're actually serving these needs. So I think it's a great example of how you can actually incorporate technology into your everyday business seamlessly, because they're not only automizing everything that is internal, but also the relationship with the customers, the interaction within the bank shop. So everything is automated. So from all the processes, which I think is really, it's a really great testament of what is the, let's say, reach that this technology can actually have.
I really like that in numbers and layers, Raluca. Do you know what I mean? We often hear the phrase the democratization of technology, and
Yes.
technology doesn't really make it out to the business. It's very
Yeah.
technical. So therefore, the fact that people can use the technology, and
Exactly.
we're not talking about technical departments, aren't we? Not, we're talking about real business people in the back of a bank, and a bank using the technology as well. As you said, is traditionally very conservative and doesn't tend to jump into innovative projects. for all those reasons, that's quite an exciting project. What else have you got, Raluca? I'm going to push you a little bit more. Any other examples
Yeah,
outside of
absolutely.
Romania as well, for example?
Yes, I have tons. So we are actually we started working with Liberty Global in UK. I think a year and a half ago, and it was a very interesting project because this is something that I need to disclose. So DRUID is not just doing virtual assistants. So with the same platform, you can actually either build virtual assistants to have this interaction, this conversational interactions with the business system that you're having, but also with the same platform you can actually build conversational applications. Yeah, so it's an innovative way that you can actually, let's say, fulfill the gaps of technology that maybe you have in your technology stack. Yeah, so when Liberty Global came to us, they said, okay, we're looking for a solution to help with our accounts payable. Yeah, so we've built this conversational business app, and it was such a big success. As you know, Liberty Global is part of a very big, let's say, group of companies. So it was very interesting that after we've implemented this, they actually cascaded it down to the rest of the businesses within the group, and it was very what was actually very exciting was that they actually managed to send it and to make it very popular within the group, so that we actually had the discussion. They were actually open into actually investing into DRUID. So they were actually such a firm believers in what we were actually doing, that they say they actually wanted to also invest in us so that we can actually do even more together than we were actually doing. So I think this is a very exciting case. We actually developed from one virtual assistant to 5 specialized bots across different departments. And this partnership that we've actually built with Liberty Global actually managed to solve over 10,000 tickets successfully answered in the first 10 months since we've done the implementation. So I think it's a huge impact. 65% of the queries were resolved automatically. So imagine the time that was actually gained just from one single solution. So I think it's really it's an exciting project, and it's always super exciting when we're actually having them invited into our conferences, and they're the ones that are doing the demos, the live demos of DRUID. So and I think it's really a very special customer that we're having, that uses the technology in the right way.
And invests in the company. That's a heck of a testimonial for any piece of
Exactly.
software. Well,
Exactly.
Raluca, is generative AI and conversational AI suitable for every business in every industry?
I would say yes, and I'll tell you why. Because even though we've talked about, and you pinpoint correctly earlier, talking about the fact that DRUID is not a technology that is for the technical department, is for the business department. So this is what we're actually aiming. Just the business part that needs to be digitalized. Now with the whole change that generative AI and ChatGPT changed the way people are actually understanding technology, because I think this is what a main point that needs to be mentioned here, that this whole wave of information that came with OpenAI actually helped us a lot in the process of actually educating the market. Yeah, because maybe people, and we had maybe businesses that were still reluctant in introducing this layer of technology within their business. I think with OpenAI, everything changed. Yeah, because they were actually much more open to use it, to use this type of texting and conversational manner of actually getting the information. They never actually thought about having a virtual assistant that acts like a internal Google for all the documents that they're having, for all the information that they're having, because I think that's exactly that. This is exactly what we're doing. So if we're talking about very big companies, enterprise companies, obviously we're looking at a very scalable project that is, reached from the operational level to customer level and so on. But if we're looking into the small and medium businesses, we see that there's a tendency to implement these kind of technologies into the interaction with the customer. Yeah, because that is actually where the core, let's say, business is happening. So solutions like lead capturing, answering to all the frequently asked questions automatically, automizing everything in relation with customer complaints, product recommendation. This is huge because, this is an example that I'm all the time giving into the retail market whenever I'm in front of a retail customer, is the fact that sometimes the virtual assistants are actually seen as a nice to have. Yes, it is good because it improves the customer satisfaction. Yes, it is good because, they're available 24/7. So whenever a customer has a question, there's someone there that's answering. But how I see it and how we actually see it, measuring all the, let's say, results that we see with customers, it can actually have a business impact. Yeah, it can actually grow your revenue because the virtual assistant is not solely just telling you when the shop is opening, or I don't know, if it is, I don't know, if you're having a specific product in stock in some shop, but it actually comes with recommendations. Yeah, so I can actually write in some of our chatbots, and I can say, it's my son's birthday next week, and I'm organizing a Marvel party for him. Please help me pick up the best products for me to organize his party. And the virtual assistant is actually putting everything in my basket, all the things that I need. So this is actually things that maybe I would not be able to search manually within the website. So I think the business value here is insane.
Oh, wow. It sounds like it. It's almost as if, and keep me right, it's the limits of your imagination, not the
Exactly.
limits of conversational AI now that
Exactly.
will restrict you. So
Exactly.
how do you set up and deliver a competitive or value add conversational AI program?
Mhm. So it starts because we're all the time saying that we're not a catalog from which you can actually pick your product, and this is it. This is the catalog. Please pick your right size, and well, congratulations, you have your own virtual assistant. It's actually a process, and the actual process starts from the first meeting that we're having, because what we found out is that people know about virtual assistant. People maybe talked in their lifetime with a virtual assistant, but they don't actually understand the extent in which a virtual assistant can actually help with, within a specific process. And what we actually do at the beginning is actually discovering which are the processes in which they're spending too much time, too much effort, too many resources in order for them to do something that maybe it's already available within like some documents or in a SharePoint, and can actually be very easily digitalized. So we're all the time looking at those processes that take up the most time and add zero value to the person that's actually doing. Because we're firm believers, and I'm sure in all the discussions, Kieran, that you ever had with people regarding digital transformation, it was always the fear of, okay, we're losing our jobs because the robots are coming to get our jobs. We've heard it so many times. Actually, we're saying that we're giving people their lives back. Yeah, because we're not actually keeping them stuck in Excel and pivots and reports that they need to do manually every single day. We're actually freeing them to do something that adds value to their skills and to the skills that they were actually hired to do. So we start into exploring the need that the customer is having, but we're always trying to expand the need, because what we've managed to understand is that the customer comes with one need in mind. I want to have digitalize the link with the call center agents. Perfect, sounds very good. We start from there, but this is not the actual project. Yeah, because we actually start to expand. How much time does it take for your call center agents to actually pick up a discussion? How do you measure the KPIs that the agents are actually measured for? Would it be easy? How hard it is for you to actually find good people in the call center? Do you have I don't know, requires people that are writing in different languages, and it's very hard for you to actually hire people that speak these languages? So little by little, you actually uncover more than what the main concern and the main need was at the beginning. So this is how we're actually building this roadmap, if you want, because if we're talking in the digital space, roadmap is the a very used word, but this is what we're doing. We're doing a roadmap of digitalization for each and every one of our customers. We start with this. We're not the kind, and there is this tendency as a sales to want to bite as much as possible, so you want to sell everything, but we were trained not to do that, because it's actually the death of the project, because if we want to sell everything from the beginning, you realize that maybe you're selling something that the customer doesn't need, and then the virtual assistant is actually losing from its actual meaning and actual uniqueness. Yeah, so what we do, we build little by little, and the fact that we're having this amazing a dashboard that gives all the insight, you can actually see and analyze what does the actual customer really want, because sometimes the businesses think that they know what the customer wants, but that's not the case. So you see the conversation history, you see exactly what's happening there, what the customer wants, and then you grow into building this virtual assistant. And I have an example here. One of the biggest healthcare clinics that we're working here in Romania, we actually started with them with an FAQ and routing to a human agent. Yeah, and it was a chatbot that was not publicly announced, zero marketing, because the business said, I want the bubble to appear in the corner to see exactly how the patients are actually drawn into talking to it rather than calling. Yeah. Fast forward 5 years later, we're actually working in simplifying the chatbot, because it became such a complex project, from appointments, from signing digitally your contracts, from finding the right package for you, for finding all the information, from routing to the call center, from digitalizing the call center into something that just started from an FAQ bot. So I think this is the way we're actually evolving the project that we're having.
I'm not surprised why DRUID has gone from 3 customers or 2. I was going with 3. We'll talk about the most important one that you brought on initially, the 300, because it's not often, Raluca, you hear companies talking about, delivering value and being so focused on delivering end client value that you're actually going to say no to things, and you will keep the customer, in the nicest sense, slowly evolving, as opposed to rush in, bang, sell something and walk away. So I really like that approach. Where do you see conversational AI and generative AI going in the future?
So I think, you were talking about unleashing our imagination. I think we're just now starting to understand where we can actually reach with technology. And we see it evolving from last year, how we were last year in April, when we've done and we announced alongside with Microsoft the integration with the OpenAI ChatGPT. And we see how it's evolving, and the types of use cases that we're actually managing to do now, things that we were not able to do in the past, like to write the chatbot, I want to do pancakes this evening, tell me exactly what are the products that I need. And for the bot to put everything into your basket, and you can actually write, okay, I want the cheapest products because I don't know, I'm cooking for my in-laws and I don't want to spend a lot of money or something like this. So these are things that you were not able to do in the past, and now you can actually do. Take, I don't know, all the answered tickets from a call center, and imagine how much valuable information is staying there, but in the same time, no one is actually analyzing it. So the fact that you can actually take all these resolved tickets, turn it into a knowledge base, and giving it as a knowledge to the virtual assistant, this is something that is taking your virtual assistant from one level to another. So these are things that we've noticed, and something very interesting. We were completing an RFP this week, and one of the questions were, show us, please upload the roadmap for the next 5 years. And everyone laughed. We were like, it's absolutely, we don't know what we're doing in half a year. We just, because you really don't know, like the speed that this technology is actually evolving, it's absolutely incredible. Copilot appeared, we what we're doing now with the partnership with Microsoft is actually we've built what we call a megabot, which is actually a virtual assistant that stands on top of all the virtual assistant that you can actually have within a business. So what we've managed to do is actually integrate with Copilot as one of the let's say, child bots of the megabot. So you can actually do so much now with the technology that is absolutely incredible. So I think the what stands in our way is just the imagination, right?
I love that. I'm glad it didn't say what is the roadmap for the next 5 years, because no one can predict that. So
No one.
the
Yes.
RFP. What about DRUID? What are DRUID at over the next couple of months? Where can I find out a little bit more about all things DRUID and what's happening in the market and who's doing what in the industry to get knowledge and as excited as you?
Good. So first of all, obviously, and my colleagues from marketing will be very happy for me to say that, but our social media is booming with all the information, all the new features and functionalities, and customer success stories that we're having. So every time when we're going live with the virtual assistant, we're all the time very happy to announce it and to give more details. But I think if I have to say one place and one time that you need absolutely to be there in order for you to know exactly what's in the future for DRUID, what is the roadmap, not for the next 5 years, but for the next half a year, because that's the only relevant period of time that is now in the world of technology. To hear customers talk about why they chose us, why they went onto this road, and why didn't they stick with what they were doing in the past. I will invite not only you but all the people that will be watching our podcast on 15th of October in London, because we have our flagship event, Symbiosis 3, and I think that is, if you want to get all the information in one sitting, I think that's the place to be.
That sounds like an amazing event. And Symbiosis this year is also online for anybody who doesn't get the opportunity to travel into London. You've got the opportunity to connect and see everything that's happening from the comfort of your own room. Although, having been at that event before, I truly recommend you jump into the room to hear everything that's happening. And you also get direct access, not only to DRUID colleagues, but you get direct access to all of those customers who are doing all of those amazing things. And you get to ask them all types of questions that you want to get the real world answers as well.
Yeah, that's true. And I really feel that we take pride by the fact that not only we have this amazing energy within the room, but I feel that we're able to transmit it online as well. So I absolutely strongly recommend you to take a couple of hours to spend it with us on the 15th, whether it's physical or online. We are there waiting for your questions, waiting for your curiosity, because this is what we want: curious people that want to know more.
It sounds like the event to be at. Raluca, thank you so much today. Your positivity, and you've got me excited through your describing of all of the things that the technology, conversational AI and generative AI can do. It's just amazing. I want to go and find out more myself straight
I
away and
can
spend
send you
more
an
time
offer
at this.
here.
I love your stories. I love some of the things that you come out with, and I know there's so much more on that social media website. I love the fact that not only do you have amazing customers who you look after and get genuine value, and that the technology is truly democratized. But I love the fact they're actually investing in the company because they've such belief in the technology that they are using themselves, that they're willing to not only put their name out publicly, but to put pounds and dollars and whatever else into DRUID AI. Raluca, I wish you every single success in everything that you do and DRUID do. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. And thank you,
Thank you for
everybody,
having
for
me.
listening and watching.
Thank you.